Hello, everyone. My name is Yuriko Shibayama. Working at Tokai University as a junior associate professor. I'm a social scientist. Today, I will give my speech about my organization, Tokai University. So possibly a little bit slightly different taste than other people's. But personally, I really love Haka, very dynamic. And also from my Japanese culture or level, I love Okinawa culture a lot. So hopefully next year we can bring more cultural things here from Japan. And I'm a social scientist, as I said. What brought me here today is a connection with Lene of Nordic Bildung. I was happy at the previous session I had the chance to talk with Nina from Finland because my major is Finnish politics and Finnish social policy. But today I focus on my organization and my organization's relationship with the Nordic countries, especially Denmark. By the way, this is the view from my lab. This is a national holiday today, so I'm not here. At the campus today, but this is the view that I can see from my campus. So Mount Fuji is there, if it's clear. So Tokai University is pretty big private university in Japan. When it comes to university, we have 7 campuses inside Japan, from Hokkaido north to Kumamoto in Kyushu south. 2 campuses in Tokyo and 2 campuses in Kanagawa, 1 in Shizuoka as well. Main campus is Shonan campus, where I work at. And we have about 30,000 students, plus we have many high schools, junior high, primary schools, and kindergarten. It's a pretty big organization. Tokai University known for example, sports. Judo is one of most famous sports we contribute. And for example, school marathon, Ekiden, is famous as well. Engineering, it's big solar core project actually running in Australia, is one of the big projects every year. Or we have marine studies in Shizuoka campus, or medical study also is very famous. And this is my students graduated last year. Then unique thing is that we have a department of Nordic studies, only one in Japan, which have a department of the Nordic studies. There, students can learn Swedish, Danish, Norwegian, Finnish, plus a little bit of Icelandic. We can learn languages or culture or history or social sciences like politics. And why we do have the Department of Nordic Studies, which was established more than 50 years ago, related with the story of our foundation. The founder of the university is Dr. Shigeyoshi Matsumae. He was born in Kumamoto, southern part of Japan, in 1901, studied telecommunication and worked at the Ministry of Communications before he started Tokai University. He was doing judo since he was young, and as I said, he was an engineer and scientist. After the Second War, he also became a politician, member of the parliament. Dr. Matsumae has established Bosei Gakujuku, predecessor of Tokai University, in 1936 in Tokyo as a private school. And there he imported the idea of folkehøjskole in Denmark, the education movement, like public, or how to say, agrarian populations education movement in Denmark. Meaning that Dr. Matsumae has imported the idea of folkehøjskole or Nordic Bildung to Japan. I think this folkehøjskole was pretty known in whole Scandinavia, Nordic region, but actually it reached also in Japan. And why or how he found Folkehögskole in Japan back to 1930s is that in order to learn English, he joined the Bible study group initiated by philosopher Kanzo Uchimura, and he there has listened to the lecture by Hirabayashi Hirondo, who talked about Folkehögskole. This is how he had a chance to know about Folkehögskole. And I heard that at that time there was a little boom of Denmark and Folkehögskole in Japan, and some educators were interested in that. Then he had a chance to study in Germany as an engineer, and from Germany he had a chance to visit Denmark in 1934 and visited a couple or several schools, Folkehögskoles there. So this is the picture he visited, one of them. So in a summary, there is the movement of education and democracy in Denmark, initiated by Nikolai Grundtvig. I think Lene is a specialist of that, and Lene wrote a book on it. And this is actually me and my friends tried to translate in Japanese, hopefully. Then this came to Japan, and Kanzo Uchimura has introduced it. Then this ball was catched by Dr. Matsumae, and he established the school. And when he visited Denmark in 1934, what he has learned is that, or kind of he decided to change his career. He decided to work for the education, and he thought education is really important to develop the society. Then he wrote a book about Denmark after he came back to Japan, and he introduced why he liked about Denmark and Danish education. There he has witnessed that Danish people are developing democracy and democratic society with freedom, and Folkehögskole had really important role over there. And the school raised many young people, both women and men, with solid ideas. So there at the school, people learn the view of life, view of world, view of history, and talking each other, learning each other, and be aware of the mission, being a human being. So kind of this is the way you get an education in Folkehögskole in Denmark, and this is the way that Dr. Matsumae wanted to bring it to Japan, not like elitism education, but something to cultivate yourself. So he brought it the idea, and he kind of set this boarding school. So students, teachers live together, eating together, doing the exercise together, learning together, and he basically wanted to try the same things in Japan. And he did this Danish gymnastics and Bible studies as well. This is the text that he wrote as an educational guideline. I will read in Japanese and then in English. First sentence says, 若き日に汝の思想を培え. Cultivate your thoughts at a young age. 若き日に汝の体育を養え. Raise your body at your young age. 若き日に汝の知能を磨け. Brush your intelligence at a young age. 若き日に汝の希望を星につなげ. Connect your hope to the stars, meaning having a vision at a young age. So this is kind of the guideline he wrote, he made out of the idea inspired from Folkehögskole in Denmark. And still today, Tokai University has an office in Denmark. We call it the Tokai University European Center, bridging Japanese and Danish culture. We have a tea house over there. Plus, ex-Tokai High School in Denmark became now a Folkehögskole called Bose. Bose means watch a star, which is for sure that Matsumae's favorite word. And there people can learn sports, Asian languages, for example, taekwondo, judo, budo, etc. Yes. So here is a reference and my students, and this is one of our office. Thank you. ありがとうございます。Mangetak.
Wonderful, thank you very much. I'm a Dane blushing now. I don't know if it shows on the screen. But so this is one of the cultural connections that we have in this global Bildung festival. We're going to focus more on local heritage and tradition in some of the other presentations. I really like the picture of the men in Thai doing the exercise. I would suppose that there was also, you mentioned judo, you mentioned other martial arts. So there must be a lot of Japanese culture in the Tokai University.
Yes, yes. So idea that Matsumae has done this judo, and he wanted to connect the sports, the way of sports, and intelligence. So that's his idea.